Alright, welcome back everyone. I imagine this won't do as well as Mudfish because this story came out a long time ago, but at least owe it to those of you who are watching to get us all caught up to speed because I haven't seen this either. To give you a background on the two characters we met at the end of Mudfish. And don't worry, this will be really simple. Like I said, Yuni and Mihara are the characters in question. The thing is, Suyin, again, their boss, this is when she was first introduced. She used the two of them to make us do a mission for her. And when that mission fell through, it was revealed that Suyin was using them to make not just us, but a lot of commanders do what she wanted. And guess what happened? Suyin wasn't punished. These two were. Specifically, Mihara's memory was deleted. In my opinion, that kind of meant that she died. Whenever a character loses their memory, it kind of feels that way to me. And it felt that way to Yuni too. They both had my sympathy here. And later on, Yuni had anger for the person she thought was responsible, Suyin, which I completely agree with. The problem is she ran into one of the most hated characters in the game. For me, it's Red Shoes is number 1, Crow, who's at the bottom, who was hidden, is number 2. And I think that's the case for most people. Although, on a side note, I think the results of the polls are going to come out today or tonight when I'm recording this. And it will probably be up before I upload this episode. I highly suspect Red Shoes might be the most popular NPC. If she is, the devs are 100% bringing her back. I personally think they made her as, her assets are, they're maximized, okay? Like I said, she didn't look like no nun. She looked like a temptress. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the devs were going for, to make sure that even despite how evil she was, that some people would still like her. But nevertheless, point is, Crow met Yuni. And if you don't know who Crow is, she's a terrorist, basically. An unapologetic terrorist. Which, yeah, sounds bad, but again, Red Shoes is literally Red Shoes is on a global scale. Crow is like, I can't say small time villain, but I mean, she didn't do as much damage as Red Shoes did. But the point is that Crow talked to Yuni and got her on board with a plan to take out Suyin. But one part in particular involved Yuni. There was a time in the arc where Raptors had gotten in, which at the end Nihilister showed up, and I've mentioned that part before. The arc actually had some systems to protect people, and they had them safe in their homes. Yuni convinced them to leave their homes, and then people got killed by Raptors outside. Why does that have to do with Suyin? Well, because Suyin came up with a plan to make Matisse, her favorites. She came with a plan to make Matisse look better and for them to save the arc, and it actually put it in danger. So the more stuff that happened during that incident, the more Suyin might get blamed. Nevertheless, it's undeniable, despite how upset Yuni was, she got innocent people killed. And if you know me, that's pretty much every character I've had an issue with, something along those lines happened. So that pretty much has us caught up. I think this is gonna deal with Yuni's punishment, because he clearly seems different later. We'll see. Like I said, I think I started part 1, and I don't think I watched the whole thing though. Or not part 1, but stage 1. Either way, seems like they're gonna be a part of the story, since, now that I think about it, that's actually true. Both of Suyin's, I guess, most favorite squads, them and Matisse will be involved. Or at least that's what the story's implying. Huh. Okay, well, either way, let's see what this story has for us.
Yuni.
And yes, this is what Yuni looked like before whatever happens.
Your punishment has been decided.
That was weird. Sound glitch there?
Am I going to be killed?
I don't know.
Which is another thing for me. Just a personal thought, but I don't know how they should have taken out Crow. Period. Mihara got her memories wiped. At the very least, they could have done that to Crow. And to be fair, we haven't seen Crow again. Either way. Red Shoes is Cinderella's the only one who reacted to a villain of that caliber. Or adequately. That's all I'm saying.
The officials will arrive in an hour. Wait here until then.
Is Mihara awake?
I cannot divulge that information.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. Mihara was also used in so Yuni also was trying to kill Suyin, so
As for Suyin... Time for you to say goodbye. Strange. Why aren't you feeling any pain? Mihara, did you do a sensory swap with Suyin?
Yuni, stop.
I knew you were an imposter. The swap should last for 10 minutes, right? Hang on just a little longer. Suyin. Say goodnight.
Yuni!
My head! My head! It hurts! Help! Someone please! Mihara! Mihara! Why did you protect Suyin?
well, that part can get a little bit complicated. Maybe they'll explain what she did. Yeah, I'll wait and see if she almost succeeded. I'll say that. And Mihara was a casualty of that.
Has Mihara recovered from her injuries?
I cannot divulge that information.
Can't I meet her?
That won't be possible.
That makes sense.
Please let me see her. Just once.
I'm sorry, but again, innocent people were put in danger because we have vendetta. Not put in danger, they died. They died. You forfeit those rights.
I've already told you, that's impossible. You cannot meet anyone until your punishment is carried out.
That makes sense.
Such is the decree.
Please, just one more time. Let me see her.
No.
Only for a minute. Just for a brief moment. Just let me see her face.
In case you've forgotten, you have committed a crime.
Yes.
Many people lost their lives because of you.
Yes.
They, too, had things they wished for.
Exactly.
People whom they wanted to see again.
Exactly.
Now they can no longer meet their loved ones. So you don't get to meet with anyone either.
Like I said, you forfeit those rights.
If you were smart, you would beg for forgiveness from the victims and await your punishment.
Yeah, that's what, some sign of remorse of what you did.
I'll see you momentarily.
Crash. Oh.
I'm sorry. I was wrong.
But you're saying it after she just said it, though.
What are you doing?
I'm so sorry. So sorry. I'll atone for my sins for the rest of my life. I'll never stop begging for forgiveness.
But again, she literally advised you to do that.
Get up.
Even if I don't get to see her, just tell her one thing. One sentence, please.
I said get up.
I'll accept any punishment. No matter what happens to me, I won't challenge it. Denounce me, curse me, beat and torture me. I'll accept any punishment that's given to me, and I'll do whatever I'm told.
Okay.
Because I've sinned. I know this.
To be fair, I do believe it's believable. Well, actually, let me withhold judgment. But it does sound believable.
I've taken other people's loved ones away from them. It was wrong. So wrong. I'll spend the rest of my life begging for forgiveness, even if I have no hopes of ever receiving it. Just please, let me say one thing to Mihara. Just one thing.
What is it?
Please, please. Help me. Just this once.
Fine. I'll hear you out.
Okay.
What is it that you want to say?
That was the end of one. Okay. So yeah, let me make this clear. This is part of the reason why I was worried about doing this. Because unlike Red Shoes and Crow, Yuni, I think, still has people who has fans and people who feel bad for her, I believe, after reading this. And so far, when I'm playing this game, I haven't really, again, aside from Red Shoes, the other characters that I didn't like haven't actually shown up. Even Behemoth and Leviathan, even though they were our villains, I still liked them. And for good reason. It seems like they were good people. Well, at least, I can't say about Behemoth yet, but at least it seems that way. But Yuni seems like the character that might, I don't want to cause a rift between people watching, but I must say, I might have heard her out. Well, hear out means I'll see what you have to say and see if I think it's worth, for Mihara's sake, I might tell her, not for Yuni's sake would be my thing. Because she doesn't have a choice in whether she's gonna follow the punishment or not. Like, she's here. She can fight back all she wants, but it's gonna happen. I'm in agreement with Mana in that situation. But nevertheless, let's see how this goes.
How are you feeling?
Speaking of...
Good.
Oh, you still have your old voice. I wonder if Yuni's... Nah, I think I still recognize Alexis Tipton in Yuni's voice later, but...
No issues with my vision, hearing, smell, taste, or touch.
Any headaches?
None whatsoever.
So yeah, if they don't explain it, either Yuni shot Suyin in the head or shot Mihara in the head and the pain was transferred. Like, hopefully I just played the clip, that might explain things better.
The doctors did such a great job treating me that I don't feel any pain at all, unfortunately.
Unfortunately? Well, why would you say such a thing?
Look at her, that's kind of her thing. She enjoys it.
Your brain damage was so severe that it was almost impossible to regenerate with the nymph alone. Why do you think you were taken to the repair center immediately after being deployed from the Bacillus Research Institute? That's how serious the situation was.
I guess.
What the... Why are you being so nonchalant? You should be taking this more seriously.
That's a good question, I guess.
If you ask me, you should be resting at the repair center for a while longer. Why did Bacillus suddenly request you to return in such a hurry?
The higher-ups probably believe that they've allowed me ample time.
Which is kind of crazy, but then again, that's the arc for you.
Usually, we're asked to return straight after being deployed. The fact that they allowed me to visit the repair center in the first place is already quite generous. Through the data I received, I've learned what kind of person I was in the past.
Yeah, as I said, Mihara's memory was erased.
From the records stored in Nymph, I've also recalled how to use my abilities. I'm also not feeling any pain, so I think it's time to get back to work.
If you feel even the slightest bit of pain, Be sure to come straight to the hospital, okay? It doesn't matter what time of day.
Yes, yes. I understand.
Honestly.
You should really try and take this a little more seriously, Mihara.
I mean, I think it's a benefit, you know? You look at things not as seriously, and then the world seems brighter.
Even though a new nymph was used to regenerate the old data, since the brain itself was physically damaged, we are still unsure as to whether there will be any side effects.
Oh, okay, well, that's fair.
Even while we were conducting surgery, the nymph thought it was being physically attacked at one point and went wild. If there are still parts of your brain which have sustained damage, we might not be able to treat them, depending on the severity. So, if you feel any pain at all, you must come to us immediately.
So I wonder when you go through your transformation, because it seems like it would have happened then.
Understood?
All right, yes. I'll keep that in mind. Don't you two worry yourselves too much.
Fine. If I keep belaboring the point, I'll just be nagging you, so I'll stop here.
Thanks for taking care of me.
Don't mention it. We're doctors. Taking care of patients is what we do.
Yes. I could say something about Mary too, but I won't.
That's right.
Pepper has nothing.
Well, you're quite the skilled doctors.
Oh, by the way, Mihara, when you return to Macilis, are you going to visit her?
Wait, is she in a jail in Macilis?
Yes. I need to go see her.
The amount of corruption, if that's the... Well, I mean, Suyin can't do anything. Like I said, Suyin was punished for that whole incident. That's why she is agreeing to help us so much. But anyways.
Yuni.
Okay, now we got our character introductions. Let's see what happens next.
Hello there.
Oh, and Mana is also like Macilis. Don't worry about keeping track of many of these characters. I imagine most of them won't be as relevant in the main story. Mana will probably show up again, but...
I believe I've seen you in the data. Mana, was it?
Yes, that's right. I heard you were sent to the repair center. How are you feeling?
Much better now, thanks to the good doctors.
Glad to hear it. As I'm sure you're aware, Siwin sent an urgent summons for you.
Really? See, that's what I'm saying. You're in... Why can she do that?
I heard it was because she wanted me to quit lazing about and get back to work.
Yeah, okay.
Apparently the message was delivered sans filter. That it was. Siwin has ordered that the Wardress squad be put back into action.
The squad? How can we do that?
After it was revealed that the culprits behind this terror attack were Nikke's belonging to Macilis, our reputation has plummeted.
Yes. That... Hopefully the scenes I added explain that.
We need results, and we're willing to do anything to achieve them.
And that also explains Matisse's current actions perfectly in the current story arc. But let's see.
In pain.
Really?
No external injuries, but she still feels the sensation of having a bullet lodged in her skull. Siwin is being assaulted from all directions, and she's hardly in the condition to be warding off threats. Her only recourse is to put Matisse front and center stage in an attempt to improve her image.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't intentional, we did draw the raptures to the Ark. It feels like we've not been in the good books of the higher-ups since that.
That makes sense.
The last real operation that we did was teaming up with Absolute to prevent more raptures from reaching the Ark during the incident. And even then, we failed to stop Nihilister from gaining access to the Ark.
And while Applause, even though she lost her arms, is still willing to stay. Well, she would have done that regardless, I think. But yeah, if they fail again and they're Macilis' best squad, that some people could probably take advantage of the situation. Even though, again, it was not Matisse's fault at all, but...
Therefore, every single one of our available squads, Matisse, MMR, Mighty Tools, Electric Shock.
Electric Shock was...
They're all being issued one command, and one command only. To fix the company's image by any means necessary.
Oh, really?
I see.
Okay, now this is something I need to see.
For that reason, the Wardress squad has been ordered to go up to the surface and take down some rare rapture types.
Wait. Are you... Suyin? Suyin is the reason they are following Gluttony? Okay. Let's see if they get some sort of upgrades that can help that.
In other words, what we were originally meant to do.
Correct.
And yes, that's what was the whole point. Suyin approached us to try to get a rare rapture. It's one in particular. He probably will show up again. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to overload people. Just that is basically that was their original goal.
Does that mean I no longer need to guard Siwen? According to the data I've received, that appears to have been our primary responsibility.
In light of everything that has occurred, that will no longer be necessary.
Oh, really?
Makes sense. She was harmed by those who should have protected her. I can see why she doesn't want to keep us around anymore.
Yeah, I kind of, like I said, Yuni was trying to kill her, and she almost succeeded.
I apologize for asking something so obvious.
No, it's fine.
When should we head to the surface?
As soon as possible. Within a week at the latest.
Okay, and what's going on with Yuni then?
Got it. I should hurry and go see Yuni.
Okay.
Can I ask you to show me the way? Is it okay for Yuni to be outside?
That part.
Didn't Siwen oppose it?
Like I told you, we have to achieve results by all the means at our disposal.
Would it be worth for me to show what the... Well, I'll re-explain it. Because I think, again, without actually seeing it, it might be hard for people to remember. But Suyin's punishment, essentially, it was like they were gonna... Well, the AI in charge of the Ark was gonna command that she be killed. However, she had an alternative, and that's Suyin help us as much as possible to help atone for what she did. The thing is, the AI confronted us later and said that, yeah, it's actually kind of impossible to kill Suyin because we need her in her position. All we can do is just make it seem like we are gonna do something worse to her. But if she ever figures out that they can't, then that could be a problem. And so I'm saying that to say that that helps explain why Suyin's so desperate, because it was literally life or death for her, at least in her mind.
It would appear that using Yuni was deemed more advantageous than keeping her confined.
Yeah.
Typical Macillus.
Besides, she has already been punished.
So does she have the new look now?
Punished?
She's a terrorist who caused unprecedented casualties.
Yeah, that's what happens when you listen to one.
A danger to society who nearly assassinated a CEO of one of the big three. It is a grave crime that she committed, and as a consequence of her actions.
I mean, me personally, the Suyin part, I mean, it happened, I guess, but she did need that wake-up call.
She is no longer what she used to be.
What do you mean?
Okay.
We've arrived. This is where they're keeping Yuni in solitary confinement.
Solitary confinement. That makes sense.
Go inside.
All right.
So I'm guessing Mihara never got that one sentence? They could have, made a solitary confinement. I know this is like the jail, like, conference room, but this does not look like solitary confinement. Yeah. Yeah, you did change.
What? Who is this? They're too big to be Yuni.
That's true, I didn't even put that together.
Where's Yuni?
I assure you that we're in the correct location. This is where Yuni is being kept.
Then, could it be?
Yeah, let me get a closer look, because I didn't before. I heard people calling her Darth Vader before I actually saw her. That might be accurate. Darth Vader has robotic legs and robotic arms, because his actual legs were cut off. So you could say they added to his height. What the heck did they do? And you know, now that I think about it, she's only speaking. Okay, I might see why some people have some sympathy now. Even though, again, what she did was something definitely unforgivable. But if I have this right, I don't think she can say anything else but that. And if that's the case, she was telling Mana one last sentence. I don't think she knew what was gonna happen to her. But now it seems more tragic, as that might have been the last thing you could say. Well, I guess you could still write. Either way, what's the explanation?
Yuni?
Yes. That person over there is your partner, Yuni.
Does she still have her memories?
That's Yuni?
Yeah. Hulking figure bound with various straps, their face covered with a mask. Yeah, the pink hair is the only Oh, and the voice. I hear the voice. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, you actually do have robotic legs now. Neither human nor Nikke nor Rapture.
What is this? I thought Yuni was a Nikke.
Did they combine her with Rapture parts?
Like I told you, her appearance has been altered.
Okay.
As part of her punishment? Is that why she looks like this?
That's correct.
What was the plan?
I see.
You tilted your head?
Can she not speak?
No. All of her language capabilities have been removed.
All language Do you mean she can't do written language either?
Yuni used her words to perpetrate her crime.
Oh. Wow. That's hardcore. So you take away what she used to do her crime.
That's right.
As for her appearance, although it is far from typical, she can still be classified as a Nikke. Therefore, her nymph was forcibly reinstalled.
Okay.
However, unless permitted, she will not be able to use any of her unique abilities.
I see. That makes sense.
Within the Ark, she is permitted only to frequent the Rehabilitation Center and the MMR Research Lab. If, after going up to the surface, she does not return to the Ark promptly and punctually, her head will explode.
That is quite a where is a punishment like this for Crow? All right, that's all I'm saying. Well, I mean, again, I'm just thinking. I don't know what happened to Crow. They said they were gonna research what happened or how she even was able to do as much as she did, and I haven't heard any word since. So who knows? But again, you have to. this does seem harsh, but she literally did. Like, imagine if your family, they were intentionally just let outside to die to make someone else look bad.
What?
Do you see those restraints covering her chest?
Restraints? The one with the heart on it?
There's a heart? Oh, I guess at the top, yeah. I mean, I didn't think that was a heart, but yeah, it is one.
Inside that is a bomb with a greater power than the chokers used by Exotic.
A bomb?
If she ventures too far from the Ark, or if she doesn't come back and get it swapped out for a new one, it will detonate.
Then how are they supposed to go after Gluttony with something like that?
So, as I said before, you must not forget to have her report into the Ark regularly, even while she is carrying out a mission.
Yes, I understand. Her legs.
Yeah, why? What's the logic behind that?
Have they fused them with Rapture's parts?
Yes,
They did?
as you are a squad intended to eliminate Raptures, some upgrades were deemed necessary.
Yeah, because again, I've told you all the ranking system. It has not changed. Matisse is a much better squad than Wardress. Like, they can't compete. Not to mention the actual top tiers we have outside now with Cinderella and Rappy. And then when Siren joins us back, that's another. On a side note, there are actually some Nikkes with weaker versions of Siren's ability. But Siren's is without a doubt the strongest.
She underwent experimental surgery to see if enhancing Nikke's with Rapture parts was possible.
Did Enoch decide that?
And Enoch is the name of the AI that's in charge of the Ark.
No. Ink's decision was to reinstall the removed nymph and have her dedicate the rest of her life to serving humanity, to compensate for the harm she caused.
Dang. So she wasn't responsible for her state. It was the Ark higher ups?
At least, that's my understanding of the situation. The order to carry out this surgery came from GN.
Oh, dang it. Okay. All right. I don't even think we knew who that was at this point. This might have been her first introduction. Who that is? Yeah, okay. As far as Nikke's and squads, Wardress might be one of the last important ones. Jian is someone we gotta keep an eye on. That is Suyun's older sister. And in between when I did, was the old tale, or was it, I think, yeah, Rappy's story. After Rappy's backstory, I still wasn't sure about recording stuff, and there was an event with Mana in it. We met Jian. There was a huge lore drop in that. I'm still waiting for the right time to say what it was, but long story short, that makes sense. Someone who had a vendetta against Yuni did this, and Yuni tried to kill her sister.
Jian?
Ah, right. You've been redeployed, so you wouldn't know. Jian is Suyun's half-sister.
Half-sister? I did not know that. Although it makes sense that there's some differences between the two. Hopefully I showed an image.
Suyun has a half-sister? If Jian is so important, why isn't she mentioned in any official databases?
Yeah, I don't know that, but I can take a guess.
She prefers staying out of the public eye.
Really?
Only those closest to Suyun, like you and the MMR squad, know of her existence.
Not Matisse? Because again, with us being surrounded by Masilla squads, again, if that is what's gonna happen and Wardress does link up with us, I can't help but wonder if there's a plot at play, and she would be the culprit. Suyun wouldn't try to anger us right now, but her.
In that sense, Her involvement in Yuni's punishment this time is truly an exceptional case.
Yeah.
Why didn't Suen handle it herself?
Could she? That seems, again, corruption.
Siwen gets a searing headache whenever Yuni is brought up.
Makes sense.
I heard that GN reported it to Siwen, but I don't know if she agreed to it.
I see.
That's all I know. Do you have any more questions?
Does Yuni still have her memories?
Yeah, that part.
You mean before the punishment?
Yes.
In the process of reinstalling the nymph, it is common to enact a memory wipe in order to prevent a mind switch.
So...
We cannot know for sure if Yuni underwent that process.
And since she can't speak, you don't know.
All the experimental procedures were conducted in secret, by a team composed only of GN and those she designated. Not even the MMR researchers could access files on it.
And by the way, I'm pretty sure, well, not pretty sure, MMR researcher.
I see.
Do you have any more questions?
Mana also was, and she was near that big lore drop. Again, when it's relevant, I'll speak on it more.
No, I think that's all.
All right, then I'll take my leave.
Thank you for showing me the way.
So this is interesting. I'd imagine maybe if Yuni at least can recognize Mihara somehow. I think she can do that through actions. You can confirm if she has her memories or not.
Sorry about that. We were talking amongst ourselves and acting like you didn't exist. We should have been more considerate. My goodness, I haven't even introduced myself yet.
If she had her memory wiped too, well, we'll see.
Hello, I'm Mihara.
Because I think that's the same type of thing Yuni did when Mihara lost her memories. Although in that case, it was not fair to Mihara at all. That was trash.
You're Yuni, right? I believe we're supposed to be working together. We're a team now, so we should try and get along. So, what do you like, Yuni?
And this is like, I thought Siren's voice actor had heart, but dadgum, how do you just do? Ku is your only line.
Huh?
Nah, she recognizes her. She recognizes her.
Yuni?
I see the tears.
What's wrong? Are you hurt?
Oh, really? Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
Yeah, is that...
Calm down.
Yeah, I didn't expect that reaction. I thought maybe a hug or something. But can you not even do that? Are your... I see. Oh, you can't... Can you not... Are your arms bound?
Good. That's it. Try and calm down. Good job.
I can't tell.
What was that? Were you trying to tell me something?
Can you nod?
Huh?
How on earth are you supposed to... I mean, I can at least tell you're doing different stuff, but...
Sorry. I can understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It feels like she wants to tell me something. But does she even understand what I'm saying?
And do you have... Because I'm wondering... She needs permission to use her abilities. Does that mean you have access to that? If so, I feel like confirming if she can at least communicate in battle, or not communicate in battle, but understand what's going on in battle, like that's important. If you're going to be going out on the field, you should at least be able to test here in the safety of the rehabilitation center.
It almost sounds like she's crying. But it also sounds like she's intentionally repeating the same sound over and over. Is it just my imagination?
No, it sounded like that to me. I can recognize the difference.
If this is what our communication is going to be like, then we're supposed to be going out on missions together.
Yeah, it's like, how can you possibly do that?
This could be a problem.
Okay. Next day. Okay.
Hi, Yuni. How have you been? Can you eat? Did you sleep well? Again, that same sound. Is it really just a crying sound?
No. But I would think she would also have to know she's not making sense to you, right?
Can't you make any other sounds? Forget it. It's nothing.
Thinking of this as Gian designing every part of her as like your sister's villain, that's...
Hi, Yuni. Have you been well today?
And to be fair, I don't think... Nah, just thinking out loud. Anyways.
We should prepare for the missions we've got to do up on the surface. So why don't we come up with some hand signals today?
Yes, hand signals would be good. So can you use your hands? Because if you can, just have her write something down. Unless, again, that's considered language and she can't do that.
Hand signals just for us. Huh?
Was she saying hand signals just for us? Because that was for, well, coos.
That sound again. This really is a problem. Communication is impossible like this. And we don't have much time. I will say that you look cuter each time I see you.
Really?
Maybe I could try talking to you more.
Okay.
Coo, 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 coo.
Nah, I don't think it works like
You're
that.
clearly speaking with a deliberate rhythm.
Okay, I thought you were trying to speak back to her.
I know you're doing more than crying. You're trying to tell me something.
Morse code could work, actually. Though it would take a while. A long time.
Yuni, what are you trying to say?
Mihara must not be... I mean, she lost her memories, so it's fair. Because I don't know how much experience she has, but there are definitely some ways you could go to establish a dialogue. Then again, I realized science fiction books. One book was literally an alien spoke in sounds, and the guy was able to write a program to decipher what each sound meant. And so was the alien. They were both very intelligent, and they were on speaking terms at the end. Either way.
What do you want to tell me?
I gotta remember what that book is.
This can't go on. I have to figure this out somehow.
Oh wait, that's... Well, I almost don't feel like ending it there. Maybe I won't. Let's continue.
Have you ever dealt with wild animals?
Oh, that might be a good point. Or a good question to ask.
Excuse me? Did you say wild animals?
Yeah. Yuni has been fraternizing with some rough customers in the rehabilitation center, so she's become a bit feral.
Oh, really? Oh, is she hiding what actually happened?
Are you saying that Yuni's demeanor is savage in nature, even around you? To the point where you can't communicate?
Yeah, I think she's hiding what's actually happened to Yuni for some reason.
That's not it. She can't speak, but she still listens to me. Actually, she's kinda cute.
So she listens to you, but you're unable to communicate? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I didn't get the sense that they were communicating well in the future, unless Mihara's upgrade allows her to.
Pepper, let's not dig too deep into this.
Yeah, your instincts are probably right on that.
I'm sure there are numerous reasons why Mihara chose to use the wild animal metaphor to describe the situation. Isn't that right, Mihara?
Precisely. Thank you for being so considerate.
But it will have to come out eventually, won't it?
Oh, I see. I'm sorry for prying without knowing anything.
It's okay. That tells me you're concerned about me. So thanks, Pepper.
Mihara, do you want to speak with the person you're talking about?
Yes.
No,
Wait,
I think that's impossible for many reasons.
but still, I would have tried if you can use hand signals. Although, but I didn't even see Yuni try to. I didn't even see Yuni try to do a hand sign, so.
Her not being able to speak is a form of punishment.
I see. So, you just want to be able to be understood?
Yes, just being able to communicate is enough. With how she is now, I can't imagine us being able to carry out missions together.
If communication is your main goal, I think you'd be better off consulting with an animal expert.
Oh, them.
An animal expert.
I don't even think they showed up in the story before.
Have you heard of the Happy Zoo Squad?
Yeah, they haven't. See, that knowledge it comes from me just literally having pretty much everyone. The ones that I don't have right now, I will get them shortly. I'm saving my resources.
I'm pretty sure I've seen their name pop up in some documents.
Once Siren appears, and potentially some other, actually, it might be Mihara. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might be Mihara combined with Yuni in one unit. Not sure. But, yeah, once we have that whole summoning sesh, then I'm gonna break out my resources and gonna see what we get.
They're a squad formed for the purpose of animal protection.
Yes.
That's right. Animals are their specialty, and one of them is especially skilled in handling wild animals.
And to make this clear, each one of them have had, I think pretty much every unit you get has had some sort of event on them. Even the most recent one, that explains their personality, but they may or may not show up in the story, and they may or may not be relevant to the story. Again, Mana's event with Ian, super relevant. I didn't expect that. I should have recorded it. But, and they're also not voiced as well, so. But these side stories, it seems like you really do need to watch the side stories. That's why they go through trouble of voicing them and all that, so.
Oh, you mean Leona? She would definitely be helpful.
All right, well, let's get an official first meeting then.
My thoughts exactly.
Leona.
She's a Nikke who walks around with a super cute and oversized lion.
Yes, I know. Well, the people watching probably don't, but.
Come again?
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I would actually like an explanation of how that works. Full disclosure, most of the events, the side events, I don't watch, which is why it was so. Once we got Rappies as a side event, and Scarlet also was a side event. I do watch some on the characters that interest me, but for the most part, especially early on in the game, because I was convinced I was leaving it eventually, and I was free to play, so I didn't want to get attached to characters and want them right then and there. I would skip those events. That may change. At the very least, I don't think anything coming up in the near future is something I'm going to skip, but...
Timmy is the cutest, and he's huge.
And I did read the most recent 2 events because of the characters involved.
That makes him even cuter.
Really?
I suppose so, but he don't look like a lion.
I'd love to meet him in person.
Would you like us to contact Leona?
Would that be okay?
Of course. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to help. Is your friend able to come out here with you?
Good question.
Sorry, but I don't think that's possible. Leona would have to come to the rehabilitation center.
So she'd have to sign a confidentiality agreement?
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like it. But Mana didn't mention that was necessary.
Probably.
But I guess to talk to Yuni in there, maybe?
All right. I'll run it by her and see if she's okay with it.
Thank you. I'll make sure on my end to get approval for a visitor at the center.
Sounds good. I'll contact you when I've got news.
Okay, well that at least seems like a better place to end it off than the last one. So I think I will. Maybe I can get the full thing done next time? And this will just be 2 episodes. But okay. Yeah, I'm actually starting to feel glad that I did that. This event is not what I was thinking it would be. And to be fair, I think knowing that they show up in the future, I didn't need to know that. Also, I didn't realize the extent of what happened to Yuni. Which is actually going to be my question of the day. I know I haven't really given... Well, I pretty much told you all the relevant facts, and so did Mana. But you hadn't seen the event. Nevertheless, I still want to ask, do you think Yuni's punishment was suitable for her crime? I definitely do think that most people probably wouldn't have gone that far. Jian, it was family, that was personal. At the very least, I do think she cares for Suyin. Or wants to keep up the appearance that she does, but I mean, nah, I don't see her having a reason to hate her sister. Well, there could be one, because if you haven't picked it up, Jian is older, like a lot. Well, at least it seems like a lot. But from what Mana described, Jian just truly didn't want to be in charge of Macilis. I think something was mentioned in the sub-event too. I have to refresh myself. But either way, it is possible that most other people judging Yuni's crime probably wouldn't have done that much. But nevertheless, I do want to ask you all what you think. Was it suitable? Was it not suitable? We'll continue this part, and like I said, ideally, I think I probably want to finish the whole rest of it next time. See if that's possible. And then we'll be caught up. We should have all the relevant information for Siren's event. Which, yeah, can I do one last thing on that? Because, again, I'm going to get news probably before this episode drops. Does it still show up? No. Well, they're advertising it as someone stuck deep in the ocean. When Siren drops, I'm thinking there's going to be 2 more story chapters and then Siren's event. But we just had a side story, and that was with Siren and Leviathan. What is Siren's event? Ideally, it's going to be a mega event. The same, on kind of the same tier as Red Hood's story and
Full contact.
Cinderella's story. So what the heck did Siren go through to get all that? I was thinking, if anything, it would be about the 4 beasts, but... So, we have to do a side story, or I shouldn't really call it Siren story, I guess. And then we got the campaign. So there's a lot of stuff that's about to come out, and that's assuming that nothing else additional they're releasing at the same time. So either way, with that being said, please post your thoughts about the question day down in the comments below. I'm going to try to get this episode out as soon as I can. And if there's something else that the announcement added, I'll maybe add that in. But either way, I'll see you all next time.